What I wanted to make sure that Zim is reminded of, from what I should have said earlier on in the show, is if you look at the head-to-head, you kind of said, Zim, I'll paraphrase here. I don't want to put words in your mouth just in case, but you said that this blueprint, nobody has the blueprint for Joe Burrow or something along those lines. Lamar's head-to-head 4-1 against this guy. The Ravens have the blueprint for the Bengals. What they haven't figured out yet is how to consistently beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's right, Mark. They have not been able to consistently beat the Steelers in the Lamar Jackson era.
As time goes on, everybody that's watching, you'll see the love affair between the Ravens and the Steelers like consistently, because they don't want like Bengals. And they like, this is the part where me and Zay could probably shake hands on or whatever. Their worst nightmare is to be able to not lean on championships that they won 15 plus years ago and then be telling people about like, hey, these guys aren't really for real. When I said
I haven't said it yet. It's been 34 minutes. I haven't said it yet. I was trying to watch it. What you're calling.
But you subliminally have it. You know what you did? Look it over your right shoulder. You just throwing that in there as if we don't see that.
It's been there for months. It's been there for years.
But sure it's the only thing we can see is nothing else up.
It's the only thing they hold on to because it's happened.
Bobby, what I wanted to talk about was, you talk about the Lamar record. I know that there's a lot of BS in that. There's a little bit of Brandon Allen mixed in there, a little Andy Dalton mixed in there. So that's the part that he leaves off.
No. It's head-to-head. Burrow 8-1.
8-1 is not. He ain't even been in the league that long. All right, so since two. Oh, you said 4-1.
4-1.
But let's just.
I took all that BS out of there. All the other guys that are temporary, they're not in that.
Cool. Not my fault that he's not available. Since 2021, the Bengals had won 4 out of 5 going into this season that we just had. Mark, I'm sorry. I said Mark. Bob is not going to tell you that the Bengals did play the Ravens earlier in the season with Joe Burrow on one leg. And then later in the season, Joe Burrow was dicing them up early and then he hurts his wrist. So that's part of the equation that he's mixing up for you guys. Another thing that he's not telling you is that the Bengals did beat the Ravens twice in a week span in the 2022 season, and it's not my fault that Lamar Jackson wasn't there. So when I said that the Bengals had won 4 out of the last 5 games, that's not my fault. Tell that guy to board a plane next time, and then this time we can send him to Cancun as well.
Zim,
it's not my issue.
The fact of the matter is, from a national coverage standpoint, the fact that Lamar Jackson doesn't deserve the same type of benefit of doubt that Joe Burrow, Joe Shiesty, Slim Shady, whatever you want to call him, receives on a weekly basis, given the fact that aside from the Super Bowl, they have similar overall accolades. Lamar has more accolades, but in terms of quarterbacks, there's going to be a fraction of a difference when you look around the nation, right, in terms of who you taking. Everybody's taking Mahomes, but that second tier between Josh, Joe, and Lamar, it's marginal differences. We all understand that. We respect all 3 of those guys. Lamar's got the most accolades. Joe's been to the Super Bowl. Maybe Josh is the sexiest in terms of stylistically, in terms of what he brings. You're welcome, Z-Bot, for that. So, but the fact of the matter is, Lamar, there seems to always be more goalposts that he has to deal with from a media coverage standpoint, and maybe, just maybe, because Burrow is the golden boy in terms of the measurables and the good lookingness and getting to a Super Bowl so soon, it's been unfair and unbalanced, in my opinion.